Coming up in episode 2 of My Life in Football Manager, 2 new signings, a look at the tactics, and the first competitive game against Cabinteely. Hello viewers, I'm Lygo and welcome back to episode 2 of My Life in Football Manager. This week we have my first competitive match against Cabinteely. Also, I've started to strengthen the squad, so let's go and have a look at the new faces. But also, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, and to keep up to date with this series, hit the subscribe button to be notified when the next episodes are available. But the players we've got coming in, we've had one player actually going out as well, Cameron Mulready. He was a player out of contract. Limerick have picked him up, so we don't have to worry about his wages being on the books. But Ronan Asghari comes in, adds a little bit of quality into the midfield, not the best player, but defensively minded as opposed to most of our attacking options in the midfield. And Mark Walsh is the second player coming in to add quality down the left hand side, wanting to play as an inverted winger. Not necessarily needed, but I thought if we pick him up, that means that Ronan Manning can move from the inverted winger position. He's capable of playing as a Mazzala in the midfield. Not currently sure if I'm going to be playing a Mazzala, and I'm thinking more along the lines of a box-to-box midfielder, because with us expecting to be the bottom end of the division, I think it'll be more prudent to be defensively stable. But that brings me into the tactics. We'll have a quick look at the tactics I've set up, and you've got a sneak peek there of the team that I'm going to be picking for the first game. What I'm wanting to do is go with a 4-3-3 with a single pivot, and initially, as you can see, they're going to push the defensive or the deep line playmaker a little bit further forward to match the box-to-box midfielder. Wanted to go with a winger on either side to add width, but we haven't got any wingers that can play on the left, so we're going to go with that inverted winger. And then the mentality and the instructions very similar to the vertical tiki-taka actually. Going to go with a shorter passing, lower tempo, wide width, and then the mentality I want. We don't necessarily have the quality, so we'll see how this goes, but play out of defence and underlaps through the middle. And then in transition, when we lose possession, again following that theme of adding some stability defensively, we want them to regroup rather than counter press. When we've won though, we're going to look to counter and hit teams on the break and quickly. And then distribution type, just going to ask the keeper to take short kicks just to coincide with the short passing. And then out of possession, play with a higher line, higher pressing, but utilise the offside trap with tighter marking and a more urgent pressing intensity. But just before we move to the match, I just want to show you this squad view that I've come up with. I know a lot of people look to the Steam Workshop for custom views. This is one that I tend to favour. This is one that I've created my own as well this year. So, a brief overview of the players here, their name, position, etc., their age and nationality, and then assistant recommendations to their quality. The second part of it is really information about their playing time, so their morale, condition, their sharpness, form over the last 5 games, average rating, and then tackles completion ratio, pass completion ratio, chances created per 90, and then shots on target per 90, to get an idea of not just the players that are playing regularly and obviously tallying up more numbers, but the ones that play not so much but still playing well. And then just finally, to the right of the screen, bits about the wage, how much they're on, when it's due to expire, the agreed playing time and what they're actually playing, and then just obviously the happiness indicator to tell me, or something just more visual that's easy to see. As you can see, a couple of players concerned here. Hopefully that will iron out as the season progresses. So for the first game, we're going with Miles in goal. Back four of White, Grogan, Delaney and Alimi Adatoro. Brooks anchoring the midfield with Cornally and Manning ahead of him, and then the front three of Lennon, Walsh and Duffy. So let's go into the dressing room, pump our fists, ask the players to show what they can do. Let's get the game kicked off, and hoping that just in the first competitive game we can be just that competitive. The media prediction is going 10th. All the signs are there that we don't have the quality to compete, but realistically I think maybe a 7th place finish or so might be achievable, and I'd be happy with that. As long as we don't finish bottom of the league, I think realistically I'm going to be happy, because that's what the board want. But Waters is in. It's been disallowed though, thankfully. It was a long ball over the top and just nobody reacted to it. As you can see here, a long ball from deep is actually way offside. So fortunate there that we get away with it. The keeper's slow out, and we get away with one there. But we're on the attack down this right hand side now with White. Cornally gathers it inside to Lennon, back to White. Cornally again on the edge of the area. Across to Manning, we've been forced back, but Brooks manages to find Walsh over the top. He's in, right-footed, and it's over the bar. And Bottom said an absolute sitter there, but I don't know if that was a sitter. It's gone down as a good chance. Not affected the expected goals though, so maybe it wasn't that clear-cut of a chance, and it's not even registered as a clear-cut. Tongue-tied there. Clear-cut chance. Another highlight, starting well back in Cabinteely's half. They've gone for a long ball forward. It's won by Delaney. Manning through to Walsh. Walsh, can he finish this time? It's straight at the keeper. He's had 2 chances now. Hopefully if he gets a third one he's going to put it away, because we do need to be converting these chances. But Manning with the corner, we can't get to that, but Duffy's going to pick this up now. The highlight comes to an end. Well, it's a promising start. We're away from home. We're the team on top so far. They've had 1 shot on goal, but it's not even been on target. But Manning this time with the corner, in swinging. It's headed away. Brooks collects. Opts to go back to White, who's lumped it over the top and straight into the keeper's arms there. And that brings the end to our attack. But keeper kicks it long. It's won by Delaney. We don't get to the second ball, and again they're in with a long ball over the top, and this time the striker is onside and he does put it away, and we've been punished for not taking our chances. I think maybe Miles could have done better. Duffy can't get there. Connolly, our centre backs just don't react, and then it's 1-on-1. I suppose, do we expect the keepers to be saving 1-on-1? Maybe not so much. But either way, we've been punished for not taking our chances. And coming into half time, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think I'm going to point the finger, ask to see a better reaction, and somewhat motivated players. Duffy is still a little bit apprehensive. So we'll go to the second half and hopefully rectify the mistake from the first half. But we've got a free kick deep. We start working it forward. Here's Manning coming forward. Back to Brooks, in over the top. Duffy can't get there, and he's picked up by the keeper, and again we've let the chance get away from us. Delaney wins the header from the goal kick. Manning, Cornally works it outside to Walsh, inside back to Manning. Back to the left back Halimi, Adatoro inside to Walsh. Where are we going? Inside to Duffy. Oh, what a goal by Lee Duffy. Somewhat of a scissor kick and a volley with his left foot, and what a finish that is. And we're back in the game here, 1-1, and it's well worked down this left hand side. And you can see Duffy here just sneaking into the area, manages to keep himself onside, and what a finish from Lee Duffy. He's a player that I've marked to go get our goals this year, and he's off the mark for the season in the first game. But we've got a free kick to defend, and we've not done our job defensively, and we've gone down the other end and conceded, and that's disappointing. Because it's just 2 balls into the box that we've not dealt with. Nobody's even picked him up, and we're just making it difficult for ourselves. And I think we're going to make our first substitution, And I think the first substitution I'm going to make, Adam Lennon's not having a good game, so I'm going to swap Walsh to the right hand side to be the winger and bring Dean George on to be, I think he wants to be an inverted winger. Looks that way, so yeah, he's going to play as the inverted winger on the left. And then the other player not having so good of a game, Alimi Adatoro, so we've got John Morgan on the bench. An experienced left back, not sure if I was going to play him. Is technically the best left back at the club according to the assistant, but as you can see he's 30 years old, not showing any improvement or any room for improvement, so I opted to go with Alimi Adatoro because he's got bags of potential, but maybe we need a bit of experience coming in. So we'll make that change. We'll give a shout of encouragement to the entire team. I think the other thing we'll do is we'll change the mentality to attacking. And we've got a highlight here, White starting down the right, inside to Walsh. Can White get it into the area? Goes inside to Manning. George has an effort, but it hits the defender, and Cabinteely managed to clear. Delaney's picked it up, and he's looking for the run of Morgan, but Morgan's not really on his wavelength. Started to run inside, and we've given the ball away cheaply there. And Cabinteely are again inside with a long ball forward. Hopefully Miles can make the save this time, and he does. And we've given a corner away. I'm just going to make our final substitution. And I think that substitution I'm going to make is going to be Asghari coming on for Brooks. Brooks not having a good game either. And I think with that we'll also go to the double pivot. But instead of playing Manning as a deep line playmaker on defend, we'll put him on support. And that's all wrong. I've got my players shuffled around there. Let's put them where they need to be. Cornelli is the playmaker. Asghari can play as a defensive central midfielder, and we can allow Manning to get further forward. I'm actually going to play him as a second striker because we're chasing the game here. And I suppose the last thing we can do is just tell them to be a bit more expressive. The final roll of the dice. 2-1 down, 15 minutes to play. Going to shout and encourage the team again. Hopefully, I mean, look at that, we've had 11 shots, 4 of them on target. We just need another goal. We don't deserve to lose this, I don't think. Defensively, we've not been very good, but we've had our chances and not taken them. Delaney with a header clear. It's fallen to George. Cornelli, long ball forward, but aimlessly. And again, a long ball over the top, and fortunately we've got away with that one again. Waters could have had 4 goals today. Long ball over the top, and who's that? Grogan just completely misses the header. And we're undoing our own hard work. And unfortunately, first game ends in defeat for ourselves. It's a 2-1 away loss at Cabinteely. But as you can see, we were in the game, and even watching the game, really, it's probably a game we should have won, I think. So coming to the team talk, I think I'm going to point the finger and say I'm not happy with that. A few players seem to agree with that. Manning's nervous, Biran's nervous, but most of the players seem motivated by that, so I think overall we should have won, and the players seem to agree as well. So just finally, we'll look at the schedule, and I want to play a good few games to get us into the season. So I think looking down this, I think the end of April, probably Shamrock Rovers, the second team for Shamrock Rovers. I think we'll come back for that game on the 23rd of April. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and remember to subscribe to see more of my life in Football Manager, and I'll see you next time.